and database management system. So if you want to learn the database, you need to understand these three things at least: data, database, and database management system. So you are already from the database background, so I think you are already aware of this, right? Okay, so what is the data actually? So the data is a piece of information, right? It's a piece of information, or you can say collection of facts. That is the data. So any information related to a particular thing, that is the data, right? So any information related to you, that is the data. What information you might have? Your name, your age, your education, all these are your data, right? And you can get the data in number of
Yes.
like videos, audios, text, images. So these are number of forms. Your picture is also a data, so you will get in form of image. So this is the data. Okay. So data is a piece of information or collection of facts. Now coming to the database. So what is the database? Database is the collection of data. So if you are collecting one person information, that is the data. If you have multiple person information, that become a database, right? So this is a collection of data. Database is the collection of data from where we get the data, store the data, and manage the data. So this is a database. And basic structure of the database is what? Tables. We store the data in form of table. Okay. We store the data in form of tables, whatever we are storing. So the database is a collection of data. But coming to the Oracle database, it's a collection of organized data. So whatever the data we store in an organized manner. So in later, if you want to get the data, we'll get the data easily. So that is organized. Okay. So database is a collection of organized data. Now coming to the database management system. So what is the database management system? Database, Chaitanya, Irfan, are you aware of the database management system?
A little bit.
Sorry?
A little bit.
Yeah, what is this?
Database management system is where we retrieve the data from the database
Hmm?
and update, insert, and delete.
Database management system is from where we update the data.
We can update and manage the whole data and retrieve and easily identify.
Okay, through the database management system. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this database management system is a software. This the database management system is a software. Okay, so you have the database. You have the database. So how to get the data from the database? You cannot get the data directly from the database. You cannot store the data directly in the database. It's like the same thing. If you want to play a video, can you play the video without software? No, right? You need the software for that, like VLC player, media player, right? You need the software. So the database management system is also a system software. Database management system is a system software. So system software from where the system software which provides users a systematic way to manage the data. So the database management system is the system software which provides user uh, a systematic way to manage the data. So if you want to get the data, we have to connect with the software first. Okay. If we want to store the data, we have to connect with the software. So that is the database management system. Okay. But why we need the database management system? Why user cannot get the data directly from the database? Why user cannot store the data directly into the database? So what is the reason behind this? Okay, so I will explaining the reason. Okay, so we have the data here. We have the data, and we also database is a what? Collection of data, and this is the database management system. This is the database management system. Now, if any user wants to get the data, this is the user. This user wants to get the data from the database. So how this user will get the data? If this user wants to get the data, this user has to connect with the software first. That is the database management system. Your data is stored permanently where? In the database, right? The data is A. I have stored the data A. So data A is stored in the software, sorry, in the database. Okay. This user wants to get the data A from the database. So user will connect with the software first, with the database management system. Okay. Can this user can any user connect in the database? No, right? Anyone cannot connect in the database. The user which has connect permission, then only can connect in the database. If the user has account in the database and you have given permission to connect, then only user can connect in the database. Without permission, without account, user account, and without connection, create session permission, connection permission, user cannot connect in the database, right? So the permission will be checked where? It will be checked in the database management system itself. The permission is getting checked here only in the database management system. Once it is passed, then what happens? This user has to get the data from the database, right? But how? This user can connect in the database. Even though this user can connect in the database, this user cannot get any data from the database. This user can only connect. If this user wants to get the data, then he have to give the permission on the table. So as I mentioned you earlier, in the Oracle, basic structure of the database is table. So data A is part of employee table, right? Employee table. Data A is part of employee table. So if you give the permission to get the data from the employee table, then only this user can get the data. Otherwise, this user cannot get. So you need to give the permission to get the data. And we have different permission, as you already know, aware of the Oracle. We have select, insert, update. We have different types of permission, right? So based on the business requirement, we give the permission accordingly. So in each and every organization, we have different departments, and each set of department, each set of people working in the department, like accounts people. We have accounts department, HR department, engineering departments. We have different types of department. So each set of people will have the different types of privileges, right? The person who is working in accounts department, they have different permission. They have different table permission. For HR department, they have different permission. HR department can change the salary value, but person who is working in accounts department cannot change, right? So we have different types of permission on the same table. Okay. So what permission you will give, user can perform that action only. So where the permission is getting checked? It's getting checked in the database management system. Now both permission has been passed. Then what happens? The data A will be placed in the management system first. A will be placed in the management system, and then user will get the data from the database. So this is the flow how user gets the data from the database. Now you got to know why we use the database management system, right? Chaitanya, Irfan,
Yes, sir.
why we use?
Yes, Subhash.
Actually, is the security purpose. No,
Yes,
not every person is use and detect the
yes,
data.
yes. If this user has direct access, then this user can do anything in the database, right? This user can get any sensitive data. This user can delete any data. This user can update any data. So because of the security reason, we have the database management system. So that is the reason security. Okay. So this is one of the reason, and we have another reason also. So this is user. This is user one. User one. Now there is one more user in the database. This user also wants to get the same data. So this is user number two. So this user has account in the database. Okay. This user also has the account in the database. This user has permission to connect. So the permission has been checked. Permission has been checked in the database management system. This user wants to get the same data A only. This user wants to get the same data only. So what happens now? First it will check the permission on the for to connect in the database that has been passed. Then it will check the permission on the object that also has been passed. So this user can get the data A, right? But this time,
Yes.
Yes.
database management system will not request the data from the database. Why? Because data is already available here. There no need to request the data. Database management system will not request the data again from the database because database is already available here. Data is already available. So this user will get the data
That,
directly from the database management system. Okay. So
is that
only two
means
steps.
this database manager,
Yes.
Subhash?
Yes.
Is that means DBMS is like a cache in this moment?
Yes. Yes. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming there.
Okay.
So this user is getting the data directly from the database management system. So DBMS is nothing but a memory area. It's a memory area. Okay. Database management system is like a memory area. It's like a human memory. So the all recently used data will be placed in the memory area. In this memory area, all recently used data, not older data. It's like a human memory. Okay. Older data will not be stored in the database management system. All data is permanently stored in the database. It's like a notepad and diary. Okay. All data is stored here. Only recently your data will be placed here. And if you are not using the data, then it will be removed from the memory area. So it's like the same thing. If I ask you 1 month old information, you don't remember, right? You don't remember 1 month old information, but I want that information. So how can you give? You will refer to the notepad and diary wherever you have written. That is only first time, right? Today if I ask you 1 month old information, then you will go to the note. You will open the notepad and diary wherever you have noted down. You can give the information. But and same thing if I ask you after 5 minutes, same thing. 1 month old information I'm asking you after 5 minutes. So can you give the answer immediately from your memory, right? The second time they no need to go to the notepad and diary because just you refer the notepad and diary. Now it's placed in your mind, so you can give the answer quickly, right? And anyone asks you, not only me, if anyone asks you the same information again and again, you can give the answer very fast from your memory, right? Chaitanya and Irfan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first time it's if it is loaded in your memory, you can give the answer very fast. No need to go to the notepad diary again and again. But again, if no one is asking you for 15 days, 20 days, again you will forget, right? Again you will forget. So after 15 days or 20 days, the same thing if anyone asks you, again you have to go to the notepad and diary, right? It depends on your memory capacity. It depends on your capacity. How long you can remember. Okay, so it varies from person to person. So few person will have good memory power. Few person will have less memory power. So if anyone has good memory power, they can remember for the longer time, right? But for less memory power, they will remember for the short time. So it depends on the memory. So here also, how much memory size you give, it will remember for that time only. Okay, if you give 1 GB, it will remember for that time only. If you give 2 GB, it will remember for the long. So it depends on the memory, how much you give for this database management system. Okay, so we are getting the performance, right? Query performance will be faster. Okay, so this is the reason why we need the database management system. Okay, concept this concept is common for all database, not only Oracle database. This is the common concept for all database. Coming to the Oracle, we have different concept. Yeah, Oracle each database will have own architecture, but this is a common concept for all databases, whatever the database it is. Oracle, MySQL, NSQL database, whatever the database it is, same concept will be there. Any doubt, anyone? Any queries?